particular thought, this particular question, is raised by all of us at least once in our life. And I've changed the format of the question into a very simple format. Yeah. Who is the operator? You see? Who is operating life? Is it some sort of colossal force, some sort of God figure or non-figure? Is it the universe? Is it just the planet on a one-trip journey? Now I'm here, now I'm not. Is the planet nature that operates a body and its intake and its opportunity to be here through its provisions? Is that all we are? Are we just a fragment of the planet? Therefore, the operator is the planet. And when we say, well, forget all that, life is the operator of life, it doesn't make sense to the mind, you see, because the mind says, no, when I start the race, there's something that wants to race, and something that begins the race, and something that experiences the race. So I get it that we are experiencers of life. But who operates the experience of life? Through I, myself, me, the body. For over the centuries, biologists, scientists, philosophers, saint theorists, they've put their thoughts into the mix, you know. And this mix is really complex now. It's not complex to you, the individual. Well, actually it is. Because one moment I believe in God, one moment I believe in the universe, one moment I believe in nothing. You know, I mean, I believe so much in God, I visit the church every Sunday, and you know, this is hypothetical, of course. And next day I condemn the man because of something that happened in, not even in my life, in another country's life, where they're all being killed. This man is of no use, you know. If he's so powerful, if he can create, why does he allow destruction, you see? See, that's one thought of looking at the complexity of who is the operator, who is doing this, who is in charge of this. And you get the opportunity sometimes in your life, maybe you don't, to go back to the simplistic root of your life, not of life, of your life. And you can say, who is the operator of my finger? See? Who is the operator of this body working every moment of every day, providing, you know, some sort of experience, some sort of opportunity? The operator is giving opportunity to what? You see, then the next question comes at the end. What's the purpose? What purpose has this operator, you see? And you're still, if you still look at yourself, what purpose do I have? So I am the operator of my body. No. You see, that's the whole misinterpretation, the whole misconception. Now the brain, two brains, head brain, stomach brain, operates this body. It is the sole operator of this body, you see? even the spirit, the soul that we are, has no functions available to take over this body. Even though we know, for some know, that I am not this body. This body, you can say, has even taken over me, the soul, or I have taken over the body, or I am within the body, or the body is within me. That's how quickly the mind can make it complicated. Forget about the soul and the spirit, because we're going back into the human state. The human state is the brain. Both brains operate this body. Yeah? You see, that's quite obvious. We're not talking mind. We're talking about the function of the body. But the next question is, see, that we've went back to the root, I got life from this body, or this body got life from my mother, my father, the sperm, through the ages, through time, through generations. This seed has been re-implanted through all this body. So the seed could be, is the seed the operator? Is the seed that what not only gives life, but gives life with the intent of giving life? You see? So we went as far back as the seed. Can't go any further back. See? Whether it's biological, whether it's spiritual, you don't know that, you see. You just know that this body is here and it is being operated by something. And science and biology has told us. The brain, whether you believe you have one brain or two brains, one brain is enough. Two brains is essential, really, for food. It has to be driven by the source of nature, the source of what keeps it living. You see, the brain keeps it functioning, keeps it operating, because the brain is the operator. Together they operate very adequately. So who operates the brain? You see, that's the next question. There has to be an operator of the brain. Who made the brain in a way that it is able to function and keep a body alive for a hell of a long period of our time world? So we're moving towards the external operator, you see. The external operator. And this is when the mind starts getting suspect, it's a satellite dish, the Illuminati, the aliens. Yeah. And some say the nice things, it's the universe. We are being operated by the universe. We are being operated by God, by absolute, by this source, by this energetic love. No. Something wants to control us for some ulterior motive. See? So we have a two-way, good and bad way, depending on how your mind has been educated and conditioned and programmed into understanding good and bad, you see. You see, the aliens have to be bad because they made them bad in Star Wars and they're horrible and they kill us, The universe is great, it keeps us alive, Without the universe we wouldn't have the planet, but it doesn't have to be aliens, it could be humans. It could be humans building satellite dishes that beam us particular thoughts, particular ways, particular methods, particular, plans to kill us off quite quickly or steal all our money or whatever, you see. So that's the two ways of looking at it. But through the experience of going beyond the brain, both brains, which is being operated, not operated, but is being held collectively, purely and simply by consciousness. That is actually what the brain is, what the heart, what both brains are, what the body is, what life is. Consciousness is everything, and it's built itself a functional way of just being, not for any purpose, not for a method, not for a particular way. So, is consciousness able to take life away? Take the brain away? Take itself away? Of course it is. Will it do it with intent? No. Consciousness does not know what it is. That's why it's here, to discover what it is. But the brain cannot say out loud, well, here I am. So it has to give an emotional sensory body. It has to use a mind to explain what it is. And of course, it being conscious, a part of consciousness, doesn't know what it is. So the frustration of consciousness is not a frustration. Frustration of consciousness is, well, this is what the plan was. It's not happening, but it's okay. I have no control over it because there's no operator of consciousness. Just like there is no operator of the brain. Just like there is no operator of this body apart from the brain. You see, the mind thinks it can operate this body. The mind thinks it can operate all bodies. The mind, it fumbles around this life. It fumbles around. That's what mind does. It fumbles around. But you're saying, well, this is a negative talk. But no, there is an illusory operator. And we're all operating, whether it's the brain being operated, whether it's the mind being operated, whether it's consciousness being operated. Something that, why would people invent conspiracies? Why would the mind invent conspiracies and opposites? Why would it do that, you see? Because there is a dualistic way of living life. Yeah. And the dualistic way of living life has been given birth to itself. Because consciousness cannot give life to itself without giving some sort of, without knowing that there's some way of reflecting it purely, so that it, although it cannot perceive itself, it can fully know itself through an experiential sensory system. So the dual way that we can completely, excuse me, most completely ignore is the elusive operating system that has been put in place is I. You see? It's also approved by consciousness, because consciousness can give itself life into any kind of way to help it try and perceive itself or understand itself fully. Any animal, any slug, if it wants to get something, it will fully put itself into it. If it's food to survive, it will do everything in its utmost to get the food to survive, same as you would. So consciousness does everything in its possibility to try and, create a proper idea of what it is, a proper experience of what it is. Therefore, we have what we call not awakening of the mind, not an enlightenment of the mind, but a shock moment where, wow, suddenly it becomes true, you see. Now this I, through experience, was so close to me, pertinent. The only thing that I knew was that I exist. Okay? So I believe I am this I. Okay? We all use I, we all use me, we all use opposing ways of reflective ways of looking at the world. We even say things like, if I see a bad man, it's not actually my mind reflecting badness. Therefore, something inside of me is not feeling quite balanced at that point. I'm judging the man to be bad, therefore I'm judging myself that I am also experiencing this badness. So we're always reflecting. Consciousness is a reflection. The brain is a reflection of this brain. Yeah. I is a reflection of you. You is a reflection of I. See? Life is a reflection of life. Man is a reflection of woman. Regardless of the intricate functions of the body, we're all reflecting life. Life reflecting itself. So this I, is also reflecting itself. Okay? But this elusive I that it believes it is, it's not pertinent to this body. It's not pertinent to the world. It's not pertinent to the universe. It's not pertinent to God. It's not pertinent to any thoughtful word that can think it could be that. No. This I is a simple thought that it can be imagined, if you want to imagine it, as a fantastical, invisible cylinder of nothing, of infinite possibilities. But that what's giving it infinite possibilities is the surrounding consciousness of this cylindrical I. The tower of I. One important experience whilst in lying down to just surrender and give up for, 2 years. In the midst of, between sleep and wakefulness, I kept experiencing myself in the bottom of a tower with a cloak, like some little ghoulish man, and a staircase moving up. It wasn't a dream because I was awake. It wasn't anything that was trying to find out what's going on. It just was taking place. Until suddenly this ghoulish man must have descended the stairs without any movement. And suddenly there was no man in the tower. Very soon, this I, this elusive I, this I that keeps I bound to the idea that I can think something from this tower of infinite possibilities that will resolve the truth of what is taking place. There's no more. This personal I is no longer a part of this body. It's not a part of the world. It's not part of the universe. It's not a part, but it, in some thoughtful way, it exists, you see? And there's an idea that that's the tower. That's I. I is there, you see? And you realize that through centuries, that's why people have been pointing at God. God. Because the elusive God, that consciousness, God's a very strong word, but let's use consciousness. The true consciousness has created so many things to understand itself, to experience itself, that this towering I is one. But humans have slowly attached to this tower. They are looking every day. We are looking every day. If you are attached and understand this this dual world, I'm struggling to understand it, but I'm trying to envisage what it was like. This dual world. It's great being in the tower, you know. I'm just looking from the tower at my body down below. I'm looking from this. This is a great place to be. This tower, you know. I can't see anyone here, you know, but I'm assuming there's others in different rooms and different floors, and it's going to be, this is maybe heaven, you know. No, this is the samsara of life, you know. While you live in this tower, there's a continuation of this body. They call it, what do you call it? Reincarnation or whatever. But this tower is elusive. It does not exist. It is an adaptation of consciousness adapting its whole pure self into many minuscule ways of seeing, different ways. And that's what we do in our life, is it not? We try different things. We try spirituality, we try religion, we try science, we try mathematics, we try ignorance, we try superiority, we try power, we try all these little towers of thoughts, of ideas, to see if we can find something that can help us understand who the operator is. So the operator is not I, you see. So to see the truth, or to understand the truth, one has to let go of I, you see. And it's not like saying, okay, I'm not going to use the word I anymore. You have to investigate your I-ness. No? The body becomes magnetic once the brain is operating. Both brains becomes magnetic. You know, Newton calls it gravity or whatever it is, but the body is pinned to this planet. Okay? Even if it falls off the high-rise building, it goes inward to the planet. The magnetic force that keeps the body here is a pathway, you see. You know, when I was young, I used to watch a movie called Journey to the Center of the Earth, where people took a big car, motored through the earth into the center of the earth. And I was fascinated by this, thinking, yeah, what is in the center of the earth, you see? So if you're fascinated by what is in the center of the earth, find out what is in the center of you, between the two brains, or that what appears to be separate from the two brains, but able to understand the two brains as something from its own design, its own creativity. So you can say the earth is operating our existence, which is nature, which is food, which is nourishment, oxygen, yeah? But if you go through that into the center of the earth, you're not leaving the universe, because the universe is obviously surrounding the earth. So is it the universe that's operating the earth, that's operating the body, or the brain that's operating this body? All of this is thoughts from this towering I, this infinite I, that seems to be the most powerful, but is actually the most, it is not representing life in its true way. They call this tower ego. This tower, I want to be in this tower, you see. I want to be the top of the tower. Yeah. Or I'm quite happy, being at the bottom. No, get the hell out of the tower, you see. Get out of I. You see, no more reincarnation, no more samsara life. You just disappear like a puff of smoke, When the crematorium burns the coffin in the body, there's no soul and spirit going back into the tower of I. There's no idea, there's no mind going back into the tower of I. You're just a puff of smoke. And that's fearsome, you see. That's fearsome. That's what the body fears in a natural way, and that's what the mind fears. It doesn't like not having the operating skills to keep this body coming back, you see. Keep this mind coming back. You see, the recycling plant, the Tower of I, is really just insignificant to consciousness. It was useful, and humans have found it useful. But consciousness has many other options. So when you die as this puff of smoke, you just fade into the pure consciousness and wait your next whatever it is, you see. It's not going to be I. It's not going to be anything that resembles anything that you've lived or thought about, whatever state of mind, of God, spirit, soul, body, form, pain, pleasure. It's just, there's no operator, you see. Consciousness is just letting it spew out. It's just letting it spew out. It's recycling into itself with no purpose, with no methods. The Tower of I will tell you that there's so many purposes, so many methods, so many ways, so many opportunities, so many experiences, but there's only one Tower of I. There's only one thought. I is that, or I is this. You see? Both are functional. Both are appearing as if they're essential. This is essential because it holds the key, the master key, to beyond that. Who can tunnel their way through both brains, through the me, the self, the I, through the wormhole into Vishnu and beyond? What is Vishnu, you see? Vishnu is the door that Assisi, Rumi, says. Beyond that is pure consciousness. No options of experiencing pure consciousness in minuscule ways. The door is the door, the way out of the Tower of I. No more I. I vanishes. Within and out with. Only that. No operator. No God. No. Well, God being consciousness. Everything is contained, maintained, and exists. There is only consciousness. The Tower of I is a fragment, a fictitious way of saying, see what I can find about myself. And when the puff of smoke goes, there's no I that knows anything about itself. And there's no I that knows anything about anything worthwhile knowing, except beyond I. As that.